Hello and welcome to another episode of Sustainably Kate. Today's is a short video. I just wanted to share with you guys some books that I picked up this weekend. I went to a quaint little bookstore in the neighborhood that I live in Seattle. It's really tiny and it always has great stuff. My favorite section in any bookstore is always social sciences or the women's studies section. That's just what I gravitate towards. I really love nonfiction. So that's where I went first in this bookstore. In that section, the first thing that caught my eye was the Trump Survival Guide. I don't know if you can see that, the lighting's pretty bright in here. So the Trump Survival Guide, Everything You Need to Know About Living Through What You Hoped Would Never Happen by Jean Stone. So it has a different section, and each section has some sort of political issue that is going to be addressed during this presidency. So civil rights, the economy, education, energy, entitlement programs, the environment, immigration, LGBTQIA issues. They didn't add the IA, but I did. National security, Obamacare, political issues, women's issues. And so it goes through and it talks about what these issues are and gives you history on those issues. So for example, the first one is civil rights, and it goes all the way back to the Civil War and then gives you a brief history, pretty brief, it's just a couple pages, history on the issue at hand. Then it says, what did Barack Obama do? What might Donald Trump do? What you can do? And then it gives you books to read at the end in case you need more information about that particular topic. And so I just thought this was only $10, and I thought, what a great value. So I just picked it up. I've read through the first 2 sections of it, and so far it's really useful information. It's a really great overview of what's going on. In the same vein, I picked up this book as well. It's called On Tyranny, 20 Lessons from the 20th Century by Timothy Snyder. Excuse me. So this one, only $7, and actually kind of the same basic premise. The first one, for example, I should have had bookmarked. 1, do not obey in advance. So it gives you that brief little intro to what this rule is about. And then it goes on to explain it, and it gives you a couple pages of like what they're talking about, examples of what they're talking about, what you can do to not do those things. Just a small book, little coffee table book. I just read it when I'm have some time to kill because it only takes a couple minutes per section, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It's really informational. In the same vein, but prettier, I found 2 books about ladies. The first book that I found was Why I March. Images from the Women's March Around the World. And I had a really amazing opportunity. I'm gonna cry just thinking about it. A really amazing opportunity to travel to DC for the Women's March with my mom, and my sister who lives in New York bussed down to meet us there. So I got to march with my favorite ladies in the biggest political rally in history. And so that was really amazing. Excuse me. Whew. So the second that I saw this book at the bookstore, I knew that I had to have it. And I even started choking up a little bit in the bookstore, so I had to wait until I got home to read through it. But it starts, this edition of the book starts in North America, and then it shows you around the world. This is what the cover looks like. It shows you all the marches from around the world, and it's photos of people's signs and quotes from the people that spoke. It's just really, really powerful. It's really, really powerful. So that book I knew I had to have. It was total impulse buy, but 0 regrets. The other one, this was, my total at the bookstore was a lot more than I was expecting it to be because I bought the books new, which I don't normally do. I always buy my books secondhand. I buy them at Goodwill or half-price books, Twice Told Tales. I always buy them secondhand. But this book was so cool, and it was very expensive because it's very pretty and it's a hardback, but I needed to have it. It's a New York Times bestseller. It's called In the Company of Women, put together by Grace Bonney, founder of Design Sponge. Inspiration and advice from over 100 makers, artists, and entrepreneurs. This is what the cover looks like, which is it's so gorgeous. The lighting on all those photos, all of these beautiful women, this is incredible. And it's a book of 100 women, and they all have different professions, and it just asks them questions about, hey, how did you get here? What were the biggest challenges you faced? What does the world need more of, less of? And so I just get this chance to learn about these really rad women and to hear themes throughout. Though all of these women are so individual and so different from each other and so uniquely talented, there are threads that just connect all of us. And so that's what I'm seeing in this book, and it's so cool. I keep it on my coffee table so that I can read it all the time. I love it. So those are the 4 books that I bought at the bookstore this weekend, and I'm really, really jazzed to go through and read all of them. I also want to hear what you guys are reading, and I want to hear book recommendations from you guys because I'm always picking up new books. I'm not reading them at a fast enough rate, and so they're piling up behind me, but I can't stop. So if you have recommendations of books, definitely shoot them my way. You can reach me at Instagram, Twitter. You can comment below. You can hit me up on Facebook. I'm everywhere. So let me know what you're reading. Let me know if you've picked up any of these books and what you think of them. I can't wait to hear from you. Bye.